From the heart of America, twin sisters come forward.
Sibling sex slaves. Was fear a factor of why you didn't share it? Did you go to your mom with this?
One of my earliest memories was on a family vacation, and everyone went to bed, and I had woken up with my older brother's hands down my underwear. I didn't think much of it. I don't really think he knew what he was doing either. I didn't know per se that it was wrong. I just felt weird and icky and just confused. I was probably 5 or 6 at the time.
So let's see the video of the twins again, around 5 years old. That's the age that they say the sexual abuse started. Think about your children at that age, the innocence, the simple joy. Kathy and Kellie were robbed of that. They had no childhood. It was utterly stolen from them.
And when he pulled away really quickly and abruptly, because there was movement and commotion in the other room by my parents, it kind of left me questioning what he was doing, why he was doing it, and why he had to quickly escape. Over the years, these little fondling moments turned into more fondling, and then as he got older and stronger and more powerful, and the fondling turned more into these violent sexual acts and these aggressive desires from him that I was just there to please him. Growing up, I felt like this was somewhat normal, that all families did this. There were times where I wanted to believe that that wasn't the case, that I wanted to believe that not every families did this, and I could get help. I would talk to my mom and say what was happening and share with her the pain that I was enduring and how I wanted things to stop, which led to her telling our dad, and we had this big family meeting, and it really just opened the door for him to abuse us too. After the family meeting, when he physically hurt our older brothers and said, "You don't do this, your penis doesn't touch her vagina," and went off the rocket, physically harmed our older brothers, it made me feel like, okay, this isn't normal. He said they shouldn't be doing this. And when he pulled me into his bedroom and basically did the same thing, it left me even more confused. It left me feeling so hurt that my father, who I thought was going to help me, who I thought was going to protect me from our brothers, just wanted to do the same thing. I was physically and sexually abused by 3 people in my own home. And every time I tried to get help, they abused me. This wasn't just fondling. This wasn't just touching this and touching that. I mean, this was rape and violence. Growing up in a home of silence and secrecy, having to pretend to the outside world that everything was okay when everything behind closed doors was not. That when I was 12 or 13, my father ended up leaving our family. So he left his wife, he left his 6 children, and went off to Colorado. 2 years after our dad left the family, we had an aunt who came to visit us. We went to the parks, we made meals together, we prayed together, we bonded as a family. It was the night before she was leaving that she pulled me to the back of her car and asked if I was being physically and sexually abused by my older brother. I didn't know what to say at that point. I didn't know what all to share, but she was asking the question as if she already knew. After we shared with our aunt what was happening and that we were being physically and sexually abused, we went to a neighbor to try to get help. Law enforcement was called. The family was broken apart. People went to jail. Us kids went to the children's home, and we entered foster care. I remember the day we entered foster care so vividly. Social workers told us we would go take a really long drive to go live with a family. A family, I thought, like, where's our family? What happened to our family? We were essentially going to go live with strangers. During my time in foster care, I still carried around a lot of guilt and shame about my childhood, and it grew even my time in foster care with all these little different things happening and having to adjust to a whole new life and all these new changes and new people and new school systems. And it wasn't until after I aged out of foster care that I began to truly heal. When I look back to my childhood and everything that happened, all the horrific trauma and violence and silence and secrecy, I mean, I'm grateful for it all. I mean, it's really truly made me who I am today. And I'm grateful for all of the challenges and all of the hard things I had to face, because it made me a better person. And I learned that I can take control over my own healing. It's not that when we began our healing journey that we are trying to magically make all of the memories and pain disappear. It's that we're walking towards a path that will help us live a better life, to help us move towards what we really truly desire in the world, that the trauma doesn't hold us back, and that we can begin to consciously become more aware of our triggers, of our shit, of our trauma, and how we can debunk old thought patterns and storylines that tend to come up when we're trying to up level in our life, when we're trying to reach for goals that we truly in our heart desire. That sometimes, because of the silence and the secrecy and the shame that our childhood shit can put on us, that we sometimes can believe that we can't chase after the things we truly desire, and that we can't feel confident in what we're doing in life. And I'm here to tell you that you can. We can become more conscious and more aware of how we are living our life and how we can practice gratitude and set intentions and to work towards healing, because we all deserve a life we want and desire. It is not easy, and still to this day, at nearly 30 years old, I'm having to every day still choose healing. If you are suffering, struggling, unsure what to do with your life, being held back by this trauma, healing is possible. If we see more survivors showing up and doing the hard work, it shows us that growth, healing, and thriving is possible. It teaches us that we can reach our potential. We can become better despite what trauma we faced.